Hi, grade fives. Welcome back to IXL. Lesson, we're doing T3 and 4 today, and we are looking at interpret charts to find mean, median, and mode. All right, so let's look at this question together. A pumpkin patch monitored the number of pumpkins sold each day. Here we have a graph. You guys have done line graphs already, so you should understand what exactly this is representing. But let's look at it in terms of mean, median, and mode. The question at the bottom says, what is the median of the numbers? Remember how to do median? The golden rule with median is you first have to put it in order from smallest to largest. Okay, so let's do that. And we're going to also have a little bit of practice reading graphs. So if you look here on Friday, we're going to look up all the way up to there, and you can see on Friday the amount of pumpkins that were sold, there are 70. So we're going to put that in 70. At the moment, we can just write down exactly what we see. In fact, we can do it all in one go. It may be easier that way. So let's have a look. You want to start, obviously, the smallest number first. So whatever is at the bottom of the chart, here's a 60. That is the lowest point on my chart. So I'm going to write down 60. Then I've got on this next line up, I've got 70. I've got another 70 for Sunday. I've got another 70 for Monday. I've got another 70 for Tuesday. And then the next lineup, we've got the Wednesday, which is 80. And then one more lineup is 90. Can you see what I've done? I've gone from the bottom up as it goes to the top, because then I know that I've put my numbers in order from smallest to greatest. Okay, so let's check that we've got them all in. If we count here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And how many dots or plots do we have on our graph? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the way that you need to check, make sure that you've done it all. Okay, so the next step when you're doing median is to cross off from the outside in, and the middle number is the median. So we're going to cross off the 60 and the 90. Next one in, 70 and 80. Next one in, 70 and 70. And we're left with our number in the middle, which is our median. Remember, small, medium, median, and large. So our number, our median of this graph is 70. All right, let's have a look at this one. Pause, see if you can do it yourself. Keep watching if you still need another go to understand. The question reads, Sharon kept track of how many kilometers she walked during the past 6 days. Kilometers walked, day from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and how many kilometers she walked on those days. So Monday was a very healthy day for her. And I hope that you guys are also getting out and walking at least once a day or on your bike. So some kind of physical exercise every day, at least half an hour, hopefully more than that. All right, what is the mode of the numbers? So remember, mode, it rhymes with most. So the one that comes up the most often. So we've got a 5, we've got a 5, so we've got 2 5s. We've got 7, 7, and 7. There are 3 7s, and we've only got 1 14. So the number that comes up the most often here is 7. So the mode of the numbers is 7. One more to come through and to be able to interpret charts to find mean, median, and mode. Let's go up a little bit more. The members of the swimming team compared how many laps they swam yesterday. So swimming laps, we've got all the names of the students or the swimming team. And along the bottom, we've got the amount of laps that they have completed. So if we scroll down ever so slightly more so we can still see our graph. What is the mode, again, of the numbers? Mode and most. the one that happens most often, right? So pause, see if you can figure it out, and then unpause to see what the answer is. So if we're looking here, we're looking at the bottom, this one over here is 70. 70 is only coming up once. No other graph, no other person has gone to this line. Only one of them has gotten to 70, all right? So we've got 70 once. In fact, what we could do here is add our little list of numbers, which would help us to remember. So 70 comes up once. So let's look at the next one in 60. Are there any 60s? No, none of them actually end at the 60 line. So let's go to 50. Here, Carter is 50, so we're going to write that in. Do we have another 50? Yeah, Caleb. Caleb is a 50. And let's go down to 40. How many 40s do we have? We've got Norma is a 40. We've got Ian is a 40. Do you see? I'm just writing the numbers. I don't need to worry about the names. Paul is a 40. Okay. Any 30s? No 30s. None of them end on that 30 line. 20. We've got Jacob and Rachel. All right. I've lost my, I'm going to add here. We've got a 20 and we've got a 20. Any 10s? No. All right, so that's all of my graphs. Again, double check you've got them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 students. So that way we know that we have got all of their data in the list and we're not missing anybody. So now we're looking again, look at the question, what is the mode of the numbers? So we've got to look, okay, there's only one 70. There are two 50s, so 2 is our highest right now. We've got 3 40s, so 3 is our highest, and we've got 2 20s. So the 40s are going to be my mode because we've got the most of those. All right, so we put the answer in here. 40 is the mode of these numbers. All right. Let's go and have a look at what T4 has for us. And we're looking at understanding probability. Okay. So let's look at the question. On which color is the spinner more likely to land? Right? If something is likely, then it is probably going to happen. If it's unlikely, then it's probably not going to happen. And we use probability a lot every single day when we're looking at the weather, right? So when it gives you a percentage, say 50% rain, then it's talking about the probability of it being a rainy day. People are always debating about whether half of the day is going to be raining or is there a 50% chance of rain, and when will that happen? Well, the whole of weather is predictions and probability and looking at all of those things. So this is a little bit of understanding how that all works. So looking at the spinner, you guys have most likely played a game using a spinner before. So on which color is the spinner more likely to land? Well, let's look at the spinner. What is the biggest color? Well, if we look at it, there's a huge amount of the yellow part and a very tiny bit of the white. So if I spin it, if you think, which is probably going to happen? Well, there's such a huge amount of the yellow that it's probably going to land on yellow. It would take quite, it would be unlikely to land on the white because there's such a small amount of it. All right, so yellow, it's more likely to land on the yellow because there's a much bigger part of it. Looking at this one again, on which color is the spinner more likely to land? Well, there's a huge part of blue and a tiny bit of white. So blue is more likely. There's a lot more of it. So it would be hit a lot more often. One more. On which color is the spinner less likely to land? So be careful of those questions. They might change on you. So don't rush ahead and quickly click and not read the question carefully. So which is less likely? Less likely just means it opposite of more likely, right? So it's more likely to be on the pink because it's such a big spot. So then it is less likely to land in the white spot, which is a much smaller spot to land on. Good job. All right, guys, and keep it up. I hope that you are able to follow this well and do well in your lesson today. We'll catch up with you soon. Bye.